Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth round of the URL-GT3 Championship from Killarney in South Africa. This will be a 51 lap race, and looking at the qualifying times we see Alex Van L on top taking pole position with a 1:8.5, followed by Michal Klisch and his teammate Alex Scott in third position. There are some drivers here that participated in qualifying but could not make it to the start of the race, so don't be surprised if some names don't show up in the broadcast. So let's have a look at the full race report. So Alex got in pole position for the start of this race. 51 laps we have to go here. Michal Klisch is right behind him in second position. Then we have his teammate Alex Scott and Roger Bear in the red Ferrari 458. Alex gets away cleanly, but Roger Bear is a great start. Can he stick it up the inside? No, he doesn't dare to do it. But Van L keeps first position, so into turn 2. Let's have a look here. Alex Scott and Roger Bear. Tries to go around the outside, it seems. No, he slots in behind. But Black Miguel Santiago the outside and gets the position. I don't think Florian Kutz will leave it that way. Oh, he makes a slight move, but he doesn't make it. Now the fast right-hander with the double apex. Let's see. No dramas here. Behind them is Angelo Giudici, then Ken Rodriguez, Sandro Donadel, Dubravko Brezančić, Nevek Alexander. I think they're very close. Yes, indeed. Let's have a look at this from Liguri's standpoint. They're side by side. And they touch. Dubravko Brezančić goes off, stays on track. Nevek waits for him, so that's very nice. Let's go back to the front. So Michal Klisch still behind Alex Van L for second position. For first position actually, sorry. Then we have Alex Scott, Roger Chabert, Miguel Santiago Carao, and Florian Kutz. So positions stay as they are. Angelo Giudici looks a bit faster than Florian at the moment. So let's see. Sticks it up the inside. Florian goes onto the grass a little bit. If Angelo can have a good run here, then he might be able to make a move. Goes up the inside. Tries to break out as late as possible. And he gets the job done, I think. Yeah, Florian makes a big slide. He's able to correct it, so he has Ken Rodriguez on his tail now. Let's see. They're side by side, but Florian has the racing line, so that shouldn't be a big problem. Especially into this corner, but if Ken can cut back here, take the late apex. So good battle here going on. Meanwhile, Angelo is getting away a little bit, and behind them is Sandro Donadel. Very nice for him too. Let's see. A quick look at the front here. So Alex Van L still in front. No big dramas here. So can make a move this lap. I don't think he's close enough. Florian clearly had a better run, but he goes a bit wide. Didn't hit the apex, so Ken must have gained some time there. Sandro Donadel in 9th, then Dubravko Brezančić. And here, look at this, Greg Metcalf, Manlio Liguri, and Jovica Dutukovic, new driver, 3 wide into turn 1. No incidents here, so very nice. Greg Metcalf gets out on top. He has a not so good start, ended up in last position, but he's picking up the places now. So let's see. Havoc is going through the field. Here is Michal Klisch on Alex Fennell. Maybe doesn't quite make it. But the pace here at the front, 4, 5 even, and Angelo as well. They're not too far. Let's see. Michal goes on the outside. Oh, that was very close. If he can get on the power now, he can maybe go up the inside for turn 2. Yeah, he goes onto the grass. Can Alex Scott make a move here? So the battle is on for P1 here at Killarney in South Africa. Very nice to watch. Let's see, Angelo not gaining a lot of ground on Miguel, but certainly not losing any time. And Florian is a little bit more behind. Still battling with Ken, so let's see, let's have a quick look here. These guys are still quite close to each other, but let's see if Ken can make a move on Florian for P7. He didn't get it done, but here at the front we have Alex Scott trying to make a move on Michal Klisch. Ruben Gilbert joining in the fun. Both drivers going onto the grass. Alex Fennell is only laughing and pulling a little gap here, so he has some breathing space. He can concentrate on his driving, on his lap times. Nice view from here. So can make a mistake. He's now just in front of Sando, and Florian is alone here on the track. So he made a small mistake, and that battle is over. But the battle for the podium spots still raging on, as always. Have a look into turn 2 if he dares. It's very bumpy there, so it's very difficult. So Greg Metcalf has locks up the tires, has picked up Sando Donadel. Let's see if he can pass him. Is not close enough just yet. Let's see, Michal Klisch gets passed by Alex Fennell and Ruben Gilbert, so he probably... Oh, an incident between Alex Fennell and Ruben Gilbert, unfortunately, which promotes Michal Klisch and Miguel Santiago Carao to 2nd and 3rd. Let's see, Angelo in 4th now, Alex Scott and Ruben Gilbert getting back on the track in 5th and 6th. And Florian has something to battle for again. He's right behind Ruben Gilbert. And Ken Rodriguez. Greg, sorry we missed that, he got past Sando. Now let's see if Greg can get past Ken. That will take a while before he has closed down that gap. He's locking up the tires, locking up the brakes quite a lot here, Greg, so maybe he's overdriving the car a bit, trying to compensate. Oh, these guys here are side by side as well. A bit smaller field than we are used to here at URL, but due to vacation time, that's and the McLaren going off, back on track. So let's see. Can Manlio Liguori make a move here? Goes to the inside, but he's not fast enough. He probably has the higher wing setting, but makes a last minute move and takes P11 from Dubravko, Brezančić. Now Greg Metcalf. There's just too much action here. We can't go to the front. Let's have a quick look here. Alex Fennell in first with no 2-second gap, I think, to Michal Klisch. Then it's Miguel Santiago Carao and Angelo Guidici. Alex Scott, Ron Joubert, Florian Kutz. So the top 7 is a bit spread out, but any mistake of any driver will surely mean position switches. Greg, did he have a good run out of the fast right-hander? It's not close enough. Locks up the brakes again, but takes a tighter line. So now he's right up the gearbox of Ken. Let's have a look here. Greg goes to the inside. Ken takes a tighter line, but Greg has track position. So position 8 now goes to Greg Metcalf, who's slicing through the field here. So he has a really good car, good feeling for the track as well. A bit of a slide here coming out of that corner for Ken. Florian Kutz, Ron Joubert, Alex Scott, Angelo Guidici, and a small mistake from Alex Fennell. Michal Klisch is now getting closer than ever, I think. So will we see a move here? Manlio Liguori in 10th, Dubravko Brezančić in 11th, then Jovica Dudukovic, Sando Donadel. Oh, he's stuck on the track. That's not good. Can he get a... He has a puncture. He has a left front puncture. Let's see, the leaders are coming through. Let's hope they all avoid Sando. Alex does, Michal does. The rest does as well, and Michal looked quite close to Fennell. Everyone is locking up the brakes here, so everyone pushing hard for the positions. Let's see, Sando is now in the pits. Also Angelo is in the pits, unfortunately, so retirements for these two guys. Havoc is now in last position, but I'm sure he can pick up some places if he keeps the car on the track. Now Alex Fennell and Michal Klisch for first position, still battling it out, and knowing these two drivers, none of the two will be backing off, so this will be very tight until the pit stops, and after that probably as well, if no one makes any mistakes. Miguel has lost some ground here in the Lamborghini. Alex Scott is now behind him as Angelo has retired the car. Then Ron Joubert. And Florian Kutz. Greg, I think Greg Metcalf behind him is catching Florian, so he has to watch out. Don't make those slides here. It's very hot in Killarney, 35 degrees. So it's easy to burn up those tires, and you don't want that for sure. So let's just stay with this lead battle as we see the other cars behind them as well. So the gap to these two guys is now growing, unfortunately. These cars are very equally matched in terms of top speed on this straight, but Michal will not be giving up on that position for sure. Can he make a move here? Stays behind, but Alex makes no mistakes here until now, so Michal goes off on the grass, loses a couple of hundredths of seconds. That he locks up the tire, so as I said before, he's really pushing hard to get close to Alex, just at that long straight to make a move into the last hairpin, because that's one of the places where you can pass turn 1, turn 2, but then here this corner is very difficult unless someone makes a mistake. Let's have a look through the field. Oh, okay. So Miguel Santiago Carrao, Alex Scott, Ron Joubert now closing down on Alex Scott a bit. Florian Kutz and Greg Metcalf as well. Quite close slide from Greg Metcalf. But Florian also had some kind of problem, so they're side by side, and Greg already is in front in the WRT Audi. Can he keep it together here through the last hairpin? Yes, he can. Ken Rodriguez in 8th. Manuel Liguori in 9th position. Dubravko Brizancic and Jovica Dudukovic. We're still quite close to each other, so they're running at approximately the same pace. Let's see if one of the two gets out on top. And then our non-starters and retirements, fortunately 3 already. Angelo Guidici, Sando Donadel, Fabio Bartolai didn't start, and Avik Alexander, newcomer to URL, has parked his car as well, unfortunately. Oh, big slide here from Alex in the Mercedes SLS. Gorgeous looking car in my opinion. So yeah, Miguel had quite a gap to Alex and Ruan, but I think he's struggling with the temperatures of his tires to keep those lap times up. Here he misses the apex by a mile again. Then a slide. When will we see a big move from Michal? That's the question everyone is asking. It's only round 4 of the championship, so every point counts, and we must be honest, a lot of guys, a lot of fast guys as well, are not racing today, so it's an ideal moment to score some big points and gain some positions in the championship. Slide from Michal. Losing some ground here. Florian is not giving up on that 6th position from Greg. I think they should have roughly the same pace. So Greg will have to be on his toes and keep hitting those apexes to stay in front of Florian. And that I'm sure. Ken Rodriguez a bit, well, not too far behind him, but a bit lonelier than Manuel Liguori, also in the Ferrari, and Dubravko Brezančić. Oh, and a off from Alex Fennell, sorry, barely missed that. So Alex Fennell makes a mistake into the hairpin, brakes too late, I suppose, and Michal Klisch goes to the front. Unfortunately, no brave moves here for the lead, but well, I'm sure Alex Fennell was always checking his mirrors, so merit of Michal Klisch to be close enough to take advantage of that mistake, because, well, it's didn't lose too much time actually, Alex Fennell. Now Alex Scott is very close here to Miguel. Sliding around a lot here, Miguel, so I fear he might lose this position, not now maybe, but ooh, in a big slide. Barely keeps it in front of Alex, but now he will have a big problem going into turn 1. He will have to go defensive for sure. Let's see what Alex sees and what he can do. Goes up the inside, Miguel keeps the outside, but slides a little bit, keeps it together. Now goes onto the grass. Can Alex make a move here? Early braking from Miguel, but he keeps it steady, so he stays in front. And oh, and off from Alex. I don't think there was any contact between them, just a genuine mistake. Alex gets back on the track, and well, Miguel keeps the position. Let's hope there was no contact there. And Ruin picks up that position as well, so 4th for the Ferrari 458 of Ruin there. Craig Metcalf is not close enough to take advantage here, but pulled away a bit from Florian Kutz. And Manuel Liguori, Dubravko Brezančić, Jovica Dudokovic, and Ken Rodriguez in the pits. So he had quite an early stop, I think the first one. Gets out behind Rohan Joubert. And that's past Alex Scott, so this might be a good move. Of course, second stint will be very long, but of course he's between these front runners, if we call them that, and well, if he can follow them around, he will surely have great pace, and the guys around him will have to watch out. So that's Florian Kutz, Craig Metcalf. Have to watch out for Ken Rodriguez because he's on fresh tires. Can take some advantage from Alex Scott maybe if he can stay close. So definitely one to watch. Let's go to the front. Michal Klisch, Alex Fennell in second. Fell a bit back. Let's go. A lot of smoke from Michal. And now it's Rohan Joubert hunting down Miguel Santiago Carao. He clearly, as I said, has some kind of problem. He had some great pace in the beginning, but now he's starting to struggle. Maybe the Lamborghini. Oh, and again, mistake Maybe the Lamborghini, as I was saying, is hard on the tires in these blistering hot conditions here in Killarney. And he's falling back quite a lot from the leaders, as we see, so I think gap is now about 8 seconds. Alex Scott, 5th, and Greg Metcalf, Florian Kutz, Manuel Liguori. Lonely race for him in 8th. Dubravko Brezančić and Jovica Dudukovic still close to each other, so as I said, they're running similar pace, these guys. No moves as of yet, but if Jovica can keep this together, he might have an opportunity in the pits maybe, or on track of course. Let's hope it's on track and we catch it, of course. Ken Rodriguez now in 11th, so effectively in last position, now chasing down Miguel, as I saw, yeah. So he clearly made a mistake and lost the position to both Ruan and Alex. They're now in front of him. Probably had a big slide somewhere in one of the fast corners. He's not close enough to retake that position, unfortunately. So I think it's about time for pit stops. Alex Vanel, the gap is slightly growing, but only slightly, and Michal is really taking everything out of those tires, locking them up, creating quite some smoke. And it's Alex Scott who pits now. Greg Metcalf, Alex Scott here in the pits. Florian Kutz we see here coming into the pits in the Porsche. Dubravko Brezančić and Ken Rodriguez here. He's behind Miguel, who hasn't pitted, but he has pitted, so if he can make a target out of Miguel, then he might have a good opportunity in jumping him even, because we're lapping just below 110s here around Killarney, and pit stop takes about 40-50 seconds depending on who does it. So Alex Scott is already out of the pits, no problems in the pit stop. I think he changed tires. He's behind Dudukovic now. Florian Kutz, now here he comes out behind Ruan Joubert, but he hasn't pitted yet, so that's about it. It's about 1 lap that you lose in the pits, a little bit less. Greg Metcalf, Miguel, big slide again, very slow here now through this corner. He sees Florian just in front of him. Ruan Joubert is now in 3rd, Alex Vanel in 2nd, Michal Kliž in 1st, and he passes Dudukovic, laps him effectively. So 1 lap down here, and he sees, I think it's Alex Scott in front of him. And Alex Vanel is coming into the pits together with Dudukovic, both into their slots. Small bump here. Dudukovic overshot his position. Ruan Joubert also in the pits. So who is still out? Miguel is still out. Michal is still out. He probably waited for Alex Vanel to pit, and he will come in, well, next lap or in 2 laps to avoid getting slapped by the undercut, because fresh tires means quite a lot here. And I think Miguel He has to go for fresh tires because he's clearly struggling. Ken Rodriguez is now closing up to him. Of course, he's one lap down, but still, if I were Miguel, I would let Ken through because he's clearly faster on fresh tires. Maybe he can take some advantage from that. Greg Metcalf also didn't pit yet in the Audi, sorry. Alex Funnel in 4th now. Let's see. Alex got in 6th and Ruan Joubert. So Alex got jumped Ruan. Yes, if I remember correctly, he jumped Ruan in the pits. Sorry, I didn't notice that before. Florian Kutz in 8th. Ken Rodriguez now still behind Miguel Santiago Caral. Manuel Liguori. Jovica Tudukovic also was in the pits. So Miguel is losing heaps of time to the front runners, goes off again. Many mistakes on worn tires, so unless it's his strategy, I would suggest to make a pit stop. But of course he can go long on these tires and take softs for the last short splash and dash. Alex Funnel is now in 3rd. Greg Metcalf in the pits. And Michal Klisch is into the pits. Let's just follow him around. We'll see Miguel passing by shortly. Yeah, that's him, and Ken Rodriguez is in front of him. So here, Alex Funnel and Michal Klisch. This is the battle for the lead. Gets off the jacks. Let's see where Alex is. He's on the front straight. We see Michal coming out. Of course, Alex Funnel has the speed. Let's go on board and see. So he's on fresh tires, warmed up tires. So he must push as hell to get by Alex, to get by Michal Klisch on this lap, preferably for him. Ruan Joubert in 4th, then Alex got in 5th, Greg Metcalf came out in 6th, Florian Kutz, Ken Rodriguez, Manuel Liguori, Petr Sancic. Battling with Jovica Tudukovic also after the pit stops. Alex is quite close here, so he took some advantage of those one-up tires. Not close enough to make any move. Oh, very late braking in my opinion. He really wants to get that move done. And the only one not to pit here is Miguel Santiago Caral. So I think his strategy will be to pit late, get fresh tires, maybe softs, depending on temperatures, and try to pick up some places with his fresh tires, as for example, Ken Rodriguez is now on he pitted first, so they're side by side, locking up the brakes. Can Alex Funnel make this happen? He's very close now. If he has a good run here, it's on the throttle, keep it inside, there will surely be a move. Sells him a dummy, goes around the outside. There is quite some grip here on the outside. It's a banked corner, so if you can stick it around the outside. Yes, he makes the move. Very, very, very nice move from Alex Funnel. So he retakes that his, well, effective first position. Only Santiago Caral is now in front of him, but Michal is not giving up. He goes round the outside. Very brave move and very nice driving by both these drivers. that's how we want to see it. Let's just stay with these guys here for a while until this has settled. But Michal Klisch locking up the tires. Another flat spot on those Michelins. But he's quite close again, so can he make a move? Oh, what is that? There is someone. It's Alex Scott. He's banked at the outside of turn 1, so yellow flags. Michal Klisch can't make any move there. That's very unfortunate. Of course, very unfortunate for Alex Scott as well to get stuck on that curb. Let's hope he can get off soon by himself. Just in front of these guys we see Miguel Santiago Carrao, so he's still staying out. Let's hope for him it's not a gigantic mistake. Let's see if Miguel comes into the pits. Okay, so your effective race leader is Alex Van El, followed very closely by Michal Klisch. Alex got still on that curb. It's very dangerous, and well, it's actually not too bad for Alex Funnel, his teammate. Can be sure that that Michal Klisch will not make a move into turn 1 because he can't due to yellow flags. Let's have a quick look through the order. Ruan Joubert in 3rd. Nicely done. Miguel is in 5th now, getting passed by Florian Kutz, by Greg Metcalf, so losing quite some positions. Ken Rodriguez as well, passing him. Then Manilo Liguori, he will probably also pass him. This will be very close. Manlio has the overspeed, and Miguel is on gold tires. Alex Scott is still on that curb. So these guys are still battling. Sorry for that. Yeah. So Manlio got by Miguel for 8th, but now, well, for Miguel the hunt starts. Let's say he has fresh tires. Repaired his car probably after some damage, and now he can go to the end. Oh, and Ruan Joubert. Big incident, flat tire, goes into the pits. Ken Rodriguez goes off. And Michal Klisch goes around the outside of the fast right-hander to take P1 again. So position switch for the lead of this race. And an epic battle between these two drivers. Very fair, very respectful, but Michal got back out on top after losing the position after the pits. Greg Metcalf is now in 3rd because Ruan, yeah, he made a big mistake. He's now in the pits, getting his car repaired, but he will lose heaps of time. Then Florian Kutz, he also is behind Greg Metcalf, and he's a lot closer to 3rd position that he would have hoped for in the first stint, I'm sure. Alex Scott also yeah, not up there anymore, as he's still on the curb, I suppose. Not sure. We have Greg here on the straight. Gets to a halt and bumps Alex Scott to try and get him off that curb. That's very friendly, and I think also Florian noticed that gentleman move and didn't make any opportunistic moves. So Alex Funnel fell back quite a lot from Michal Klisch, unfortunately. So Michal will have to keep putting his laps in to and now it's into second position, and he goes off to help his teammate. That's very nice of him. Let's see. Ken Rodriguez in 5th. Manlio Liguori still in front of Miguel Santiago Carao. So not an easy target for Miguel. So Alex Scott is away from that curb. Michal Klisch is in 1st. Alex Funnel in 2nd. Lost quite some time helping his teammate. But as I said, every finisher here gets some points, as there are not too many drivers here tonight. So every point counts. That's why Alex Funnel probably thought about just taking 2nd position and helping his teammate get some more points for, well, let's see which position he is. Greg Metcalf, Florian Kutz in 4th, Ken Rodriguez in 5th, Manlio Liguori, Miguel Santiago Carao now closing down a bit, then Jovica Dudukovic, Dubravko Brezančić. Ruan Joubert got out of the pits, but look at that Ferrari. It's absolutely destroyed on the left front. That's very unfortunate for him. Alex Scott is in 11th, a couple of laps down, but nevertheless in 11th. And then we have Sandro Fabio as retirement. Let's see, Florian Kutz is not close enough to Greg Metcalf, but I think this is the battle to watch for. Let's see. Let's have a look at the lines for Miguel and Mistake. Very wide line from Manlio, at least. You can clearly see that Miguel is on fresh tires, and then he can pick his lines. He's a bit onto the grass now, big slide. But I'm sure he's determined to pass Manlio as soon as possible. And just check, Ken is also here on the straight, so not too far in front of Manlio, catchable. He did it very early as well, so his tires will be worn by the end of this race. And Florian Kutz and Greg Metcalf are probably out of reach unless they collide or something, which we don't hope for. So Miguel behind Manlio, and Manlio passing lapped car. I think it's Dubravko Brezančić. Yeah, it is. So really let Miguel by. It was a bit wide, but he lets him by. So thank you. And now it's up to Miguel to chase down Manlio Liguori. Also quite a new driver here at URL. Only his second race, if I remember correctly. So a lot of new drivers joining United Racers League, both in GT3, so here, as in our GT1 League, which runs on alternate weeks every time on Tuesday. Our season finale is on the, not next week, but on the 6th of September, no, on the 9th of September, sorry, at Watkins Glen, and there's still all to race for. All the big guns will be racing on that Tuesday, so you can catch the action live on our broadcast with Ken Rodriguez. Already thanks to Ken for doing that. Let's hope for an epic race around Watkins Glen with a big field of probably 25 cars. So if you want to join us, everyone is welcome. All talent levels are welcome. We have some very fast drivers, but there's always a driver at everyone's speed, so don't be afraid to join us. Leo makes a mistake now. Miguel is not close enough to take advantage, but he will be close on the straight here. Will he make a move around the outside? I don't think he's close enough unless Manlio goes wide. He has a slide at least. Miguel goes for the very late apex. Maybe he can make the move into turn 1. Backs out of it, but he forced Manlio in a mistake, I think, but he makes a mistake himself, so that's unfortunate. Looking at in front here, it's Ken who we see in the foreground, so he's not too far in front. They're both catching Ken, to be honest, if I can see that correctly. So we'll have to hurry up to stay in front of these two guys. Got some laps to go still. Let's have a quick look to the front of the field. Michal Klisch, Alex Vanel, Greg Metcalf and Florian Kutz. Now gap stays the same. Then Ken Rodriguez behind Dudukovic, as we see, for lapping him. Then Manlio Liguori, and they're really closing on him fast, Manlio and also Miguel. Can Miguel find the grip to get past Manlio and start the hunt on Ken himself, or will we have to follow Manlio until getting to Ken? That's the question, because if these guys keep this pace up, there's no question that they will catch Ken Rodriguez by the end of this race, or earlier, of course. Miguel is now getting very close, steady through this right-hander. Let's see if the Lamborghini has enough straight line speed to make a move. Manlio goes defensive. Oh, Miguel almost pushing him, but he had nowhere to go, so he has to stay behind. Can he make a move? Can he go to the inside? He goes to the inside. They're side by side. He will blink first. They even have a lapped car there, and I think that's why Miguel had to pull out of his move, or he would have touched. Oh, and Manlio gets onto the grass and makes a big mistake, handing Miguel 6th position. Unfortunately, the battle was just shaping up nicely, and Manlio made a mistake. So you see here Miguel, and there, just in front of him, is Ken Rodriguez for P5. Then there's Florian Kutz, with the gap to Greg Metcalf growing a bit. Alex Funnel and Michal Klisch. And he has quite a gap, so he can comfortably cruise to the end, I think, without making any mistakes. Yeah, the gap is really big, around 20 seconds, 25 even. So there will be no battle for first position unless Michal Klisch makes a big mistake. So this is the battle that is raging on at the moment. So we made a quick fast forward, about 2 laps, and Miguel is now closer than ever to Ken. But he has not been able to make any move just yet. As I said before, Ken is on worn tires. He must feel exactly as Miguel did at the end of his long first stint, and we'll see here which of those strategies pays off, or if it would have been better to just split the stints equally. Let's see Miguel here. Braking quite conservatively, taking his line. He's not going all out at the moment. We'll try to get some good lines through these corners and then set up his move into the last corner after the long straight. Ooh, it goes a bit wide. As goes Ken, but Miguel also goes wide on this second apex, and he loses some time again. We see Ken missing his apex by 1 or 2 meters. Slide, and Ken stays on the outside. Will he make a move around the outside? We saw at the start of the race that it's possible. He did it with Florian Kutz, and Ken being a bit conservative and handing the position over to Miguel effectively. So let's see if Ken can make any move. If he has to settle for this 6th position. Miguel is already far enough in front to oh, and there is Michal Klisch lapping these 2 guys. So he's really hurrying up here to end the race. 51 laps or 60 minutes, whichever is reached first. For our GT1 league it's 70 minutes. And Ken, yeah, he lost to Miguel. Let's have a look. Florian is now also struggling a little bit. He's in 4th, Miguel is in 5th, but the gap is still very big. We only have a couple of laps to go here, so there shouldn't be any problem for Florian to keep his 4th position. Let's go quickly through the field. So Michal Klisch, as we saw, he's now behind Miguel, and he will probably pass him soon. Then we have Alex Vanel, Greg Metcalf, Florian Kutz, Miguel Santiago Corral, Ken Rodriguez, Mario Liguori, Jovica Dudukovic is behind Manlio, so a battle. Dubravko Brezančić is not too far behind. And then there we have Rion Joubert and Alex Scott in 11th. You see Miguel flashing his lights, lifting off the throttle just a little bit to leave Michal some room to safely overtake. So Ruan Joubert, he was in the pits twice after an incident, and he's not too far behind Jovica and Dubravko, and we saw in qualifying that he has quite some pace over these two guys. And the gap is shrinking rapidly, so with that destroyed front of the Ferrari, also the back of his car doesn't look too good, to be honest. He's still lapping quicker than Dubravko Brezančić. There we have them in one camera shot. So, and Dubravko has the problem that he has to let Alex Van El by as well. So he will have to. That was difficult. So Dubravko lets Alex Van El by, but he lost some time, or he had to lose some time here. He had to lift off on the straight, and even more so because Alex Van El made a small mistake. He carried less speed. So Florian Kutz now really falling back from Greg Metcalfe, so he's slower, and Miguel closing that gap little by little, but we'll see if he has enough time. The gap is quite big, and Miguel goes off the track as well. So tires are getting worn already. Okay, Ruan is a lot faster than Dubravko Brezančić, and Alex Van El made another mistake. He's comfortably in second though, but and another mistake, so he's not concentrated anymore, I think. But Ruan really wants that 9th position and get into the top 10. In front of them is Manuel Liguori. But if I remember correctly, he's one lap up. But he's slower, so he lets these guys by. He knows they're battling. He has his position quite safe. Probably Ruan very late braking. Avoids contact with Dubravko. Can he go around the outside of turn 2? That's the question. Will he try to do that, or will he cut back? Dubravko goes very conservative, very tight into the corner, but he keeps the position. Ruan is now side by side with Dubravko, who will blink first. Yeah, it's Dubravko. He takes the white line and lets Ruan by for 9th position. Very nice. Also Alex Van El gets by, so it's a scar in between these two guys, which is not very nice to see for Dubravko, but he's already too far to claim that position back. Let's have a quick look. Here we have Florian Kutz being passed by Michal Klejar, race leader, and Miguel is very close to him, so he clearly made a mistake. And now we're 1 or 2 laps from the end now, and we're getting up to the last sector. Miguel is now very close, and yeah, I can confirm this is the last lap of the race. Michal is in front of them. He goes to the outside, they're side by side, and he keeps it steady around the outside to take 4th position on the last corner of the last lap in this 4th round of the URL-GT3 Championship at Killarney. So, sorry we missed the finish, but we have Michal Klisch in 1st, Alex Funnel in 2nd, then Greg Metcalf in 3rd, Miguel Santiago Carao in 4th, Florian Kutz in 5th as we saw, then Ken Rodriguez in 6th, Manuel Liguori 7th, Jovica Dudukovic in 8th, Ron Joubert in 9th, passing Dubravko Brezančić, also very close to the end. Then Alex Scott after his drama on the T1 curb. And then our retirements, Sando Donadel, Fabio Bartolai didn't start the race. And Avik Paneksander also retired the race, but he's not here anymore. Thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for our GT1 Championship finale, where everything is still to race for. Drivers' Championship, Team Championship. So check us out at unitedracersleague.com and watch the live broadcast if you can't race with us.